Greetings, what is up, and a very warm welcome to the channel. The sun is hiding and the magpie is casting. Coming to you guys right now with a replay from a recent Homeworld Deserts of Kharak tournament. I believe this was the final series, game 1. I think it was a best of 5. Yeah, just going to be casting this game for now. We'll see how it runs. Wow, you know, I have totally forgotten how to cast this game. Haha. Ready, okay, so there we go. Fog of War off. Let's bring up the build queue. Good stuff. Okay, so spawning in the south here, I guess. This is the south, yep. Playing as the Knefi forces, we have Bozocow. And spawning in the north, playing as random, but rolling the coalition forces, it is going to be AGameAnx. So yeah, this ought to be some fairly high-level play. Like I say, got the replay from the Discord group. There's a tournament replays group on there, which is really nice to have. And thanks to that, yeah, I just grabbed the like most recently posted replay, which happened to be this pack of the finals. Thank you very much, Bozocow, for uploading that one. The map is this Crow Firebase, I believe. And yeah, looking forward to seeing what Deserts of Kharak is like these days. I had a quick chat to some people on the Discord yesterday, and apparently the meta has evolved significantly, so I don't actually know what that entails. I didn't inquire further. Part of the fun of this is going to be just seeing what happens. Anyway, looks like the production crews are going to be moving out to a secondary mining location here for Bozo, and let's see, we've got Sandskim attack. Well, I mean, this is all pretty standard so far. For A-Game, oh, of course. Oh, wait! I can actually see A-Game's tech? Oh, yeah, this is because I have the new replay viewer. Oh, wicked. Oh, my goodness, I can now see the tech for both players. This is so exciting. Oh, my god. Okay, right, that's so cool. So, yeah, it looks like we've got a support cruiser coming out here early for AGameAnx. Looks like he wants to be moving for a macro opening here. UAV on the field, going to be getting a look and seeing if there's any incoming aggression moving in from Bozocow. Second production cruiser coming out at, well, I mean, I don't know whether this is early or normal timing, but it feels fairly normal to me now. Sandskim production is complete. Let's check the tech here. Looks like we've got Assault Ship Fab going to be following that up. So this is already pretty divergent from anything I've seen before in this game. AA guns there on the production cruiser going to knock out the UAV, but A-Game probably saw enough to be concerned. Approaching production cruiser, putting out Sandskimmers. Now, as memory serves, Sandskimmers are very good, but LAVs build faster, do similar or better DPS, and have a longer range. So even though there are 3 Sandskimmers on the field right now, A-Game is just able to catch right up by constantly producing LAVs, and that should be enough to blunt this assault for now. Assault ship fabrication finishes up for our Knef player here, so Bozo going to be upping the pressure with some armoured units here momentarily. Looks like AAV fabrication about 10 seconds away for AGameAnx, going into power reserve level 1 as well, so looking to have the carrier on hand for defense. Oh, I've missed Homeworld Deserts of Kharak, man. What a tactical, groovy game this is. The ambience, the music, the graphical details, all amazing. And actually, whilst these players are going to be tussling and like sort of sumo wrestlers circling one another and waiting for an opportunity to engage, dude, have you guys all heard? Homeworld 3 has been announced. Which is like just insane. Okay, it's in pre-production, so it's probably going to be at least like 3 years before it comes out. But I am so happy at that news. But you know what? This isn't the time to be talking about it because we've got some action here. Sandskimmers, LAVs exchanging fire. I believe a Sandskimmer did go down. Assault ship's going to put pressure on the support cruiser here. Picking off a harvester, going to put some pressure on a base runner. Probably not going to be super concerning here. Man, look how good LAVs are. Oh damn, they're just dealing with these assault ships. Could go for the logistics module here. Yeah, looks like Bozo is going to try and target that down. Yeah, there we go. So that's going to be useful using the high ground advantage on his assault ship there. I think he realizes that the writing's on the wall for this attack. He's got no way really of pressuring in here. Now the armored assault vehicles are coming out, and the carrier here just going to be more than enough. This assault ship doing its best to be annoying, but no real damage inflicted there by Bozocow. Certainly not enough. And another UAV is out here for A-Game, so he does see everything. Let's check the tech here. Refinery mode is going to be coming up here for Bozocow. This obviously delayed because he went for an opening poke, so firm economic advantage here for AGameAnx, although he does move his carrier back over here, which means that it's right next to his support cruiser, so these salvagers are having to long-distance mine just for the time being, and that will somewhat minimize the economic differential between the two players. But yeah, until refinery mode finishes, this production cruiser doesn't really act as a expansion base here for the Kenneth player, so that's going to be about 10 seconds off from finishing. Let's check the tech here for A-Game. Looks like we have AAVs, power reserve, let's see. No other tech being picked, no railguns, no fighter and gunship fab. So it looks like both players are probably going to settle in for a slightly longer game. Yep, I think so. So the armored assault vehicle finally gets taken out over here, and with it, so does all scouting information for Bozocow. A-Game, look at this nice. Sorry, that's oh, these are the assault ships of sorry, I had the colours back to front. So yeah, these assault ships going to be probing for information, seeing if they can get any damage done. Let's check the tech here. So we've got interceptor fabrication coming out of Bozo here. Fighter and gunship fab going to be the tech of choice for A-Game. So that both players here going to be taking to the air. LAV armor also coming up for AGameAnx. So that should give him the edge in any strikecraft battles. But I don't know, like, from what I can tell, it seems to me like the meta has shifted away from Sandskimmers significantly, like, which is a shame, because I really like Sandskimmers. They're always one of my favourite units to use and micro, but I just can't see them getting much done against LAVs these days.
Interceptor fabrication online. Rally point acknowledged.
So interceptor fabrication is online. And Bozo, wow, the production queue still likes to get itself a little bit bugged over here. So Bozo will probably start fabricating some interceptors momentarily. And do we just not get production for A-Game, or is he just not building anything? I have to assume he is building something, so let's just try resetting this. It's not looking good, is it? There we go, now we've got some things popping up, so maybe they do work? I don't know. Homeworld Desert of Kharak is a fantastic and amazing game, but the replay viewer has always been a little bit sort of buggy or subpar.
Launching interceptor.
So an interceptor going to come across here. Oh, sorry, that's Bozocow's interceptor. So the LAVs are going to come in here for some attempted economical damage. The carrier is in position and the interceptor is here. I think the interceptor is going to get shot down though, so that's a really harsh loss for Bozocow. Interceptor's kind of a unit that you want to like snowball up to critical mass, so losing each interceptor as they increment out is really, really bad. And the assault ship's going to come in here to try and trade for some damage. They're going to take out a turret by the look of it, and possibly a harvester here as well, so that's fairly nice. Sandskimmer's over here, just content to be idle for now. Meanwhile, the LAVs of AGameAnx wreaking quite the toll here. They will be forced away, but they've been quite disruptive. Destroyed some harvesters by the look of it, at least two? No, one harvester by the look of it. Man, this game's crazy to cast when I haven't done it for so long. Just barely keeping up with the moves these two players are making. Alright, that's an assault cruiser. Didn't even spot the tech on that. Pro level casting. But yeah, this represents significant pressure here. Now the interceptors can put some shells onto it, but here come the strike fighters out of AGameAnx. Airborne cover has arrived. Bozocow getting a sweet engagement here. Oh no, there's more strike craft, so this looking actually pretty bad for Bozocow. His air force is outnumbered and outgunned, and he's going to lose all of his strike fighters. So, sorry, all of his interceptors, I should say. So, how do you defend against this assault carrier? I guess you use your carrier? That seems good, but A-Game sneaking his carrier down the left flank here. And he's grabbing artifacts as he goes. This is super cunning, actually. So he's got two support cruisers backing up his economy at home. Another one comes out, so he's going to be mining off of 3 locations. Has the mobile air support here. And I can see what people are saying about the meta having evolved. This is way more interesting. Like, because generally the older RTSs go, the better people get at playing more defensively, and usually as an RTS ages, the longer games go, because people figure out how to take bases without dying. And look at this, A-Game has got 3 mining locations in very quick time. He's putting on pressure with a cruiser, and he has aerial support to defend and attack, which in Deserts of Kharak you can do because the air units are so fast. So this is really exciting. There are still interceptors out here for Bozo, trying to do some work against the economy. He even has a sound skimmer just kind of being annoying here. But it's not going to last very long. And A-Game going to shove in here with the coalition carrier, which is no joke. Let's quickly check the tech and see what we've got going on here. Railgun Fab coming up for A-Game. Looks like Railgun Fab has finished already. Of course it has, yeah, for Bozocow. We saw that on researching earlier. There's going to be a brief air struggle here, but it looks like mostly Bozocow's interceptors kind of fighting a losing battle here. Heavily outgunned, sorry, heavily outnumbered. The first railgun comes out, and that should be enough to keep this carrier at bay and ping back the armored assaults. Assuming it doesn't get picked off by strike fighters, that heavy railgun basically redresses the balance of power. So let's see now. Okay, so we've got power reserve level 3 coming up for A-Game. So, I mean, it's clear A-Game definitely has the lead in this game. He has air superiority, he's mining off of more locations, so he has the superior economy. And, yeah, this is definitely his game right now. His carrier also the more dangerous weapon. Bozocow going to get his carrier back down to this mining location. His harvesters move back into position to start gathering resources. But this is a tough spot to be in. This assault cruiser, over here is still exposed. Strike fighters are here to guard it. But Bozocow's circling with some assault ships, looking for an opportunity, which I don't think he's going to find. Not with these strike fighters in position. A few more LAVs being incremented out here. The artifact differential looks like A-Game did grab that artifact, so it's 1-0 right now. A base runner moving out with a carrier. Oh, okay, so it looks like people are bringing their carriers forward with the base runners, because that just basically means you grab the artifact. You don't have to grab the artifact and bring it back to your carrier. It's like much more efficient, isn't it? So people being much more mobile with their carriers, it appears, in the early and mid game, definitely more willing to put them out on the map. Even, because remember, Bozocow has got no points in power reserve, so this is just a naked carrier. But he's just bringing it out to grab this artifact, and that makes a ton of sense. So I imagine we're going to see the strike fighters probably try and take a dive onto this base runner? I don't know. The assault cruiser is here. Some cruise missile systems are powered up right now on this Knef carrier. God, I love Knef. They're so cool. Always, ever since their release, they've pretty much been my favourite faction. A couple of interceptors going to be doing their best here, but this is a lot of strike fighters. There are 2 assault cruisers out right now for A-Game as well. So I think A-Game probably just has like enough ground-based oomph to shove Bozocow back into a corner if he wanted to. Probably just beat him down, but opting not to do so right now. Going to be content to grab another artifact, extend his lead. Wow, actually Bozo did not secure that artifact, so that's tough. Wow. Bozo actually finds an exposed assault carrier here and nails it with his interceptors. Nice work. Some good veterancy coming down on those units. And the graphics in this game are so cool. So yeah, these interceptors beginning to look pretty spicy, and so one thing finally beginning to go Bozocow's way, but how's he going to deal with this poke that's coming through mid? A-Game getting set up to apply pressure into this location. A net of railguns is in position, but there's no anti-air support here. Well, I suppose there's 2 production cruisers, but they are quite spaced out and far back, so could be a window for A-Game to get something done with the strike fighters, maybe pick off a railgun or 2. Looks like Bozo thinking about this, going to pull his railguns back. LAV is going to be coming forward, and remember the LAVs do have reasonable anti-air, so that is pretty much going to screen the interceptors away. Like, here the interceptors try. They get some damage onto the LAVs, but the damage onto the interceptors is worth more. Artifacts being secured again by A-Game, it seems. Bozo still having a difficult time securing this. Oh, I've totally forgotten how this game works. Of course, you have to get the artifacts to their extraction site, not to your carrier. So everything I was saying about that just now, please disregard. Oh my goodness, so rusty. It's been so long since I played this game. The interceptor's actually putting a fat barrage onto the carrier. Going to put some damage onto it. Not really enough to write home about, and a few of the interceptors are dying. You can see them coming back into land here. Oh my god, this game's so cool. It's just so cool. Meanwhile, there's been some harass going on in the backfield. Assault ships taking a dive. They've got some veterancy on them, so they must have killed some stuff here. A-Game's economy being slightly flustered, forced to pull workers. I don't know if he's lost any more units or anything. So that's going to be 1-2 on the scoreline, as the artifact does get secured for Bozo. That is a lot of LAVs. So that's gonna. So both players having their economies disrupted, basically, probably to an approximately even degree. I don't know. Well, this harassment from A-Game isn't over yet. Man, there's so many moving parts in Deserts of Kharak. It's such a tactical rapid, fast-paced RTS. Okay, so these interceptors have to be careful. You can't really expose yourself to that many LAVs on a whim.
Interceptor ready.
Man, that is a lot of railguns, actually. If these railguns got the high ground on this carrier, A-Game could be in a spot of bother. Sorry, I haven't been checking the tech for ages. So Siege Cruiser Fab is about to finish for Bozocow. That's going to be really useful in these quarters, actually, because he can start raining artillery shells onto this carrier. So A-Game looks like he's going to respect it. The LAVs come through for a stab at mid. Bozo quick to repopulate, harvesting at his third location. So both players, actually, this is turning into a much more even game than I thought it would be.
Armored ship ready.
Based on how these, pardon me, based on how these two players opened. I would feel better about these railguns if they were on a high ground, like right here. Like you can put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up here, and I think they should be able to shoot down pretty well. Far be it for me to second guess these players who are far more experienced and skilled than I in this game. Assault carrier going to be applying pressure down the right flank once again. It looks like a massive squadron of interceptors comes over, and that's the sound of a Knef carrier firing cruise missiles. This assault carrier for sure will die. There are not enough strike fighters to protect it. It's just constant fighting. Man, Homeworld Desert of Kharak is so cool. Oh, this is awesome. So a gun turret going to be coming down here. Turret post in a position on high ground, doing great damage to these assault ships. The assault cruiser does go down on the right flank, so what is this? That's a battle cruiser. Oh, terrifying times. A-Game has battle cruiser tech, and it's going to be out. A-Game also getting power reserve level 4, whereas the Knef cruiser still to receive its first level of power. Oh, dangerous times here for Bozocow. This battle cruiser as well is pretty fierce. I believe the anti-air on the battle cruiser is non-existent though, so if Bozocow can find a window where he can smite the battle cruiser with his interceptors, then that will be good. This is going to be super tough. Bozocow building siege cruisers right now, and that is kind of an answer to a battle cruiser if you can get the shots to connect. It's tough though. He looks like Bozocow really wants to make a move here. He's pushing in with a pack of railguns, while letting A-Game basically have free reign of the right flank. We can get some shots of the battle cruiser as it begins opening fire on Knef positions on the right here. Does it not have line of sight? Yeah, there we go. Man, battle cruisers are just horrifyingly dangerous in this game. Let's just make sure I'm not missing anything on the other flank. Not quite yet. Bozo's forces not quite connecting. Here come the LAVs jumping over a sand dune, and they're going to be putting some fire in here. There are railguns in position and assault ships, so actually, wow, A-Game is forced to pop smoke here on the left flank. Still, that fight's just about to break, but I think we might see a battle cruiser go down. The LAVs are here to provide anti-air, but these are some pretty vetted up interceptors. The damage looking good. That battle cruiser trying to limp away. Combat in the west is beginning. Okay. I assume these two assault ships are going to pick off the battle cruiser, but we have to see what's happening over here in west. Railguns are going down. A-Game strike fighters reigning supreme right now. The siege cruiser is taking some shots into the economical, like the soft targets here for A-Game. So A-Game kind of taking some damage at home here. Not what I expected. The battle cruiser limps away. It's on 126 hit points. That's insane. I imagine we'll see like one interceptor. If Bozocow has the APM to spare, we'll see like one interceptor cross over and take out that battle cruiser. But I wonder if Bozocow is overextending here. Remember, his carrier is not nearly as weaponized as the carrier. Whoa! A-Game has power reserve level 5, so if this carrier wants to take a fight, it will just destroy the Knef carrier here. And it looks like Bozocow realizes he may have overextended. He's going to try and get back, but the carrier is not super fast. Puts power into speed right now. Oh, he can't put power into speed. He's Knef. Haha. So A-Game with a nice position here, has LAVs on high ground in mid. This battle cruiser has escaped, which is massive. A couple of assault ships going to slip down the right flank, but strike fighters will deal with that. So we're coming up to just nearly only 11 minutes left in this game. What a struggle it has been. I feel so rusty at casting this game, but also it's like childlike wonder seeing how cool this game is again. Alright, so we've got an air war here over the Knef carrier. That should be fine. I believe there are enough interceptors to take this one out. Oh, the interceptor's desperately trying to stop this base runner before it gets out with a third artifact for A-Game, but I don't think it's going to be enough. It is enough! He takes it out just before it gets scored, but the carrier, the coalition carrier, is angry and coming forward here. The siege cruiser beginning to take fire, so Bozo has to be careful of that. He doesn't want to lose his expensive combat unit here. And we've got support cruisers coming forward. They will repair the carrier whilst the coalition carrier while it fights. This siege cruiser is not taking shots. I don't know if Bozocow thinks it is, but it's definitely not. That's the sound of a cruise missile. Oof. And meanwhile, on the right flank, a wall of railguns going to be moving forwards. Assault ships and heavy railguns there to answer for Bozocow. There's a lot going on for these two players. Their APM and multitasking being taxed right now.
Rally point acknowledged.
That looked like a nuke that I just missed. So the Knef carrier taking a hit, well, not a nuke, but like a cruise missile. I believe they are a tactical nuke, right? So, true magpie casting, missing the most cinematic moments. But there's just so much going on here. Either of these fights could be utterly pivotal. Looks like Bozocow's forces basically routed in the east of map. So he loses all of his assault ships and his heavy railgun there, his heavy rail guns, plural there. This has got to be another battlecruiser. Is this the same battlecruiser from earlier? No, it's not. Okay, so a second battlecruiser going to be pushing back the Knef carrier. The Knef carrier now just firmly on the defensive, because if you lose your carrier, obviously, you lose. So Bozocow has to try and preserve his carrier, but that's going to be really tough. A-Game's carrier just has too many power reserves. Its weapons are at maximum range right now, so it's hooning in for damage. Bozo desperately firing back with cruise missiles, but it ain't going to be enough. Somehow he's still mining off of like 2 locations. Has mined out 1 now as Bozocow. Man, this is just... And it's 2 all on artifacts. I totally missed that. So this game is heading for a tie as things stand. I don't think it will though. A-Game still with a hefty army advantage. He's pushing in. This Knef carrier, how are you going to defend it, Bozo? What's the play here? Where's the siege carrier? Siege cruiser, sorry. Did it die? Okay, no, the siege cruiser is still here. Gonna be firing out some rounds. And the heavy railguns actually acquire this battle cruiser, but I don't think it's even going to be enough. Battle cruisers are so good at this range. Interceptors will be scrambled from the Knef carrier to finish off the battle cruiser. A cruise missile hitting home as well. Battle cruisers are really good targets for the cruise missiles off of the Knef carrier, just because they don't move very quickly, so they're very easy to hit. Siege cruiser racking up some veterancy. Remember, Knef units do repair once they're out of combat fairly quickly, so the nomadic hunting style of the Knef here gonna be able to work towards Bozocow's advantage. Man, this is such a close battle. A-Game actually feels like he has to just pull back here and enable his support cruisers to heal his carrier a little bit. 7.5 minutes nearly left on the clock here. And somehow Bozo fends off this advance of AGameAnx. Oh, just amazing work. Remember, I believe 1-for-1 interceptors are actually better than strike fighters and anti-air. I believe the only advantage that strike fighters have over interceptors is they have a wider splash damage, so they're better at taking out resources and clusters of light targets. I think that's the case. They may have slightly more powerful missiles as well, but when hitting ground targets. But as I recall, interceptors rule the skies. They're more efficient than strike fighters when taking out aerial targets. Battlecruiser here has been fully repaired. This is the one that limped home earlier, and it's gonna hold the right flank against this assault ship Rombai. Railguns taking the high ground here is very nice for Bozocow. A couple of cruise missiles coming through, so he must have additional power reserves. No, he's just running off of artifact power. After he gets a third artifact, cruise missile comes through though, the nuclear missile, and just wastes all of those railguns on the high ground. This siege cruiser is doing work though. Look at the DPS it's throwing down onto this army. Massacring these units. Well, not killing them quite yet, but just putting down a ton of damage. Loads of damage coming through. This siege cruiser is being a legend. This is the second siege cruiser, right? Oh my goodness, he has 3 siege cruisers. Is that? No, that's a production cruiser. My bad. Okay, he has 2 siege cruisers. Well, if Bozocow can keep these siege cruisers alive and keep kiting, he might be okay here. He has assault ships to help defend on the right flank. I'd love to see him just pull back these 2 assault ships. He needs them to hold against that number of LAVs. What are the upgrades on these LAVs? Well, there's some armor and some damage. I can't actually remember what the numbers are. Looks like armor level 3 and damage level 1. Anyway, this carrier battle here, both forces exchanging. There are a couple of railguns back here on a high ground position for A-Game, which is really nice, so they're going to win the railgun war handily. And if you win the railgun war, I believe Bozo has to give up this location. Oh, there's a battlecruiser hooning forwards. This is dangerous right now. This sand dune here actually preventing line of sight from these siege cruisers. The siege cruisers beginning to take railgun slugs. This looks like a fight that A-Game can take. The battlecruiser's in a nice position. It pops smoke and it gets back. The railguns are hooning in for massive damage. Indirect fire comes down onto the railgun positions though. That's going to destroy one. We're going to have to keep an eye out and see where these missiles land. Man, siege cruisers can take a pounding, but they will go down. There's still 3 railguns left here for A-Game. Make that 2. Bozo doing everything he can, but now his carrier is exposed, and that might be checkmate right there. If he cannot afford to lose this, he needs to pull the siege cruiser back. Just pull it back. Just pull it back. There we go. He pulls the siege cruiser back. That one desperately needs a second to repair. Oh no, goodness me. The other battle cruiser, which was repaired, is now coming in down the right flank. Oh no, there's just not quite enough Knef here. Too much coalition on the dance floor. A-Game probably has a nuclear missile ready as well. I don't know. What's his resources at right now? I can't see. I don't know how to tell. Oh yeah, no, wait, where are the resources? So actually A-Game doesn't quite have enough for a cruise missile just now. Let's go to the units tab here. I believe this is just game over for Bozocow, that he just doesn't quite have enough. His 2 siege cruisers are in nice positions, but they're not going to have long enough to repair. One of them goes down. And there's just slightly too many railguns. There's still a battle cruiser. A-Game's carrier is way better than Bozo's right now. And I believe, and now the scoreline is even as well, so if he was going to try and play for a victory on objectives, or even play for a draw, I mean, there's another base runner moving out here. Bozo putting up an incredibly good fight. There we go, and that's game, that's GG. Bozo putting up such a good fight there. And what a game to come back and cast. The Homeworld Deserts of Kharak is insane. Man, that... I apologise for my slow rate of casting. I am definitely rusty. Like, my casting skills have atrophied over the last year or so where I've not been doing it. And I tried to cover that battle as best as possible, but both players were constantly jockeying for position in mid with their carriers and harassing each other, plus there was an air battle pretty much raging that entire game. So, sorry if I missed any pivotal moments, but damn, what a game to come back and cast. That was hype! I can see what everyone was talking about with the meta changing. This game looks great now, and Bozocow, you've gotten a lot better, mate. that was a really good game, really good game. Well, I've got 4 elite, well, maybe 4 other replays to cast from this best of 5. So if I get a chance, I'll move on and cast them when I can. But Deserts of Kharak, hell of a game. Homeworld 3 coming out in a long time, but something to look forward to there. So yeah, I'm just Homeworld. It's awesome. Yeah, I guess that concludes this video. Thank you very much for watching. This for now. Magpie842 signing out.